Plant and gardening questions answered live.
The number to call right now is 270-9933.
Lisa Briggs is in their backyard patio where it's just started to rain. Are you okay out there?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of sprinkling.
All right. We'll get to the calls. We'll start with Louie in Poinette. Hi, Louie. What's your question?
Hi. My question is, I have some ferns growing around kind of the northwest side of my basement, and somebody wants to transplant them. What time of the year should I do that?
The best time would be in the early spring when they're first starting to come up. But ferns are pretty forgiving, especially if they're those big ostrich ferns. They're about, I don't know, waist high or so, and they're really prolific. So you can move those as long as you're moving them from one shady place to another shady place. Make sure that you get them watered, though. They might get a little wilty this year, but they'll pop right back up next spring.
All right.
All right. Well, next caller, Maureen from Clinton. Hi, Maureen. What's your question?
Maureen, you there?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, hi. I have a magnolia bush, and it's done blooming. Can I cut it back yet, or do I have to wait?
No, with spring blooming shrubs and trees like magnolias, crabapples, lilacs, all those kinds of things, you want to prune them as soon as they're done flowering, because that will give them a chance to set flower buds for next year.
So they set the buds in the fall?
They set their buds soon after they flower, and then they bloom next year on this year's growth. So you want to give them a chance to make those buds, so go ahead and do it now.
All right, let's go to Linda now in Janesville. Hi, Linda. What's your question?
Oh, hi. Actually, a couple of questions. How to get the chipmunks and the squirrels away from my plants. I've tried multiple things over the years. And also, my parents had resurrection lily plants.
Mm-hmm.
And when would be a good time to transplant them, because they bloom again then later? And that's it.
Yes, resurrection lilies, or they're also called naked ladies, and they have surprise lilies. Those plants will send up green growth in the spring, early spring, die back, and then send up flowers later in the fall or late summer, early fall. The best time to move those around is in the spring when you get that green growth, and then you can move them then and transplant them. I don't know that now is the best time to do it if you want to get flowers for this year. You could still go ahead and do it. I just would say it's probably going to take a year or two for them to recover before they set flowers. As far as your chipmunk problem, I have found the best luck when I have rodents with using either the granular repellents like Repelzol or predator urines like fox urine or that kind of thing. And I tend to put that stuff away from the plants, not on the plants, because they're scent-based. So you want to keep those critters away. So like I'll go like around the edge of the bed, but not on the plants themselves.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Our next caller, Sylvia from Madison. Hi, Sylvia. What is your question?
Hi. I'd like to know how I can tell if my rhubarb is ready to harvest. Usually I look for pink stalks, but they've only been pink at the bottom, and the rest has been green. Are there some ways I can actually tell it's ready to be harvested?
Yeah, the rhubarb this year has been not in good shape for anybody. It's been a recurring question here on the different shows that Linda and I do, and also a lot of calls at the plant desk. Rhubarb just seems to be kind of piddly this year. So, I think that it might be a year that our plants are going to take a little bit of a break. If you've got some stalks that are picking up, go ahead and take those, harvest those. But just remember that if they start putting up flower stems and starting to bloom, then you want to stop.
Okay. Let's go to Marianne now in Madison. Hi, Marianne. Marianne, you there? Marianne.
Yes.
Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, my question is, what kind of plant food do I feed a spathe plant, S-P-A-I-T-H, plant that's inside?
So a spathe is another word for peace lilies. The spathe is that weird kind of white flower. I would say that if you want to just keep them healthy, you could just use a water-soluble fertilizer like Peters or Jack's, and you would do that every other week. If you want to encourage some blooming, then you could go ahead and every 3 times, so every 6 weeks, you could fertilize with a bloom booster. And again, the same companies make it. You just mix it with water and then apply it to the planting medium after they've been watered.
Okay.
Okay, and then we've got Jean from Madison. Hi, Jean, are you there?
Yes, I am.
What's your question?
Regarding a rhubarb plant, my stalks are real skinny. Should I continue to harvest the rhubarb or not?
Like I said before, rhubarb's just having a really tough year. I would just let it go to flower and get some compost or some manure or something to give it some fertilizer for next year, and we're just going to hope for a better harvest next year.
Lots of rhubarb questions.
Lots of rhubarb questions.
A lot for Linda, too, the other day.
I'm sure.
And I saw rhubarb in the store, so there's always that option.
And the farmers markets, a lot of them are open. So
that's true.
Pick it up from the farmers markets.
All right, thank you all for calling in. We're out of time. Lisa, thank you for coming out, braving the weather for us.
Thank you, Lisa.
We'll see you soon. We'll have a final check here for